Hello, my name is Fred. I'm a fourth-year student at the University of Illinois College of Medicine at Peoria, and some of my classmates have requested that I make a short video about two-handed knot ties, which is a particularly useful skill in the OBGYN clerkship and also in the general surgery clerkship. So, let's begin. You'll need two things: some string, for example, an old shoelace, and an anchor. Some people may use, for example, the handle of a chair. Other people may simply wind the loop around their thigh, or you can just use a can of soda. So let's begin. First, the grip. Your hands will be forming what's called a pistol grip. For example, the index finger is extended, the thumb is extended, and the last three fingers are flexed. What you'll do is you'll take the string in either palm. The string will be looped around the lateral aspect of the index fingers. The last three fingers will be gripping the string, and the thumb remains extended in both hands. So the first step will be to take the string of your right hand into the crook of the left thumb. One thing to keep in mind is that the two-handed knot tie is composed of a tessellation or repeating unit of two different knots, knot number 1 and knot number 2. So knot number 1 begins, like I mentioned, with the string of the right hand going to the crook of the left thumb. So, you'll take the string of your right hand and take it to the crook of your left thumb. Now, if you'll note, there is a window formed by the strings from your previous motion. Your left thumb will go through this window with a pronating action of your left wrist. Thus, you'll take your left thumb through the window. Now you'll take the string of your right hand, press it against the pad of your left thumb with some tension. Don't leave it loose. Now you'll take your left index finger and pinch the string of your right hand. Now what you'll do is you'll flex your left wrist. After letting go of the string with your right hand, you will flex your left wrist to take your left index finger through the window. You can feed the string through, and we'll re-establish our pistol grip. Now if you'll notice, the string is crossed or twisted. I cannot take my finger all the way down to the anchor because there's this figure 8 that's formed by the strings. So in order to allow the knot number 1, to go all the way down to my anchor, I will have to cross my wrists to uncross the string. So looking down from above, what I can do is I can rotate my right wrist counterclockwise 180 degrees so that my wrists are crossed with the left wrist below the right wrist. What that will do is that will uncross the suture itself, the string, so that by pulling either hand outwards, that will sink down the knot. That completes knot number 1. So, we can reestablish our pistol grip to begin knot number 2. So knot number 2 begins by lifting both hands and draping the string of your right hand against the posterior aspect of your left index finger. What you can do next is you'll take your left thumb and you'll actually press your left thumb against the string held in your right hand. Now if you'll note, there is a window formed here by the raised strings. Again, you'll take your left thumb, you'll press it against the string held in your right hand, and you'll take your left index finger, you may, if you wish, pinch the string held in your right hand by pinching the string between your left thumb and your left index finger. Now, what you may do is you'll do a rotating motion of your left wrist after letting go with your right hand. You'll rotate your left wrist to take your left thumb and left index finger through the window. Feed it through, reestablish your pistol grips, and you'll notice there is no cross in this particular window here. You may simply pull your hands outwards to sink the knot. You're back at your beginning position, and hence you have completed knot number 2. So let's go back to knot number 1 to make the next knot in this repeating tessellation. The string of your right hand goes to the crook of your left thumb. Notice where your window is. You'll take your left thumb and place it through the window. You'll drape the string of your right hand against the pad of your left thumb. Pinch the string between your left thumb and left index finger. Let go of the string with your right hand. Flex your left wrist to take your left index finger through the window. Go ahead and feed the rest of the string through, and you'll notice the crossed strings. Hence, rotate your wrists so that right goes over left to uncross the string, and then sink the knot. You have completed knot number 1. Now to begin knot number 2. Raise your hands. Drape the string of your right hand against the back of your left index finger. Take your left thumb and press it against the string of your right hand. You may pinch the string between your left index finger and left thumb and let go of the string with your right hand. Notice your window. Take your left thumb through the window. Reestablish your pistol grips and sink the knot. And now we are back at the beginning position. So, knot number 1. Crook of the thumb. Left thumb through the window. Drape. Pinch. Let go. Through the window. Establish. Cross. Sink. Now we are on to knot number 2. Raise your hands. Drape the string. Press the string against your left thumb. Take your left thumb through the window. Reestablish your grip and sink the knot. Back to knot number 1. String goes to the crook of your left thumb. Your left thumb goes through the window. Drape the string. Pinch the string. Let go of the string. Take your left index finger through the window and reestablish your grip. Cross your wrists to uncross the string and sink the knot. Now we'll begin knot number 2 again. Raise your hands. Drape the string. Press the string. Pinch the string. Let go of the string. take your left thumb through the window, reestablish your grip, and sink the knot. Alright then, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope the video was easy enough to follow. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My classmates know my email. And again, what this teaches you is the body mechanic of tying these knots. The actual test, and what I suggest that you actually work towards practicing on, will be using an actual suture against tissue. Once you become comfortable enough with the body mechanics, using, for example, a shoelace against a can of soda, or your thigh, or a chair, or doorknob, for example, switch to using suture against, for example, putting the suture needle through a pillow, or through your scrub pants, or perhaps even just feeding suture through a similar anchor, for example, the pop ring of a can of soda, or just feeding a piece of suture through a chair. When you can take these body mechanics from the shoelace to an actual piece of suture, then you'll be well on your way to be able to use the two-handed knot in actual practice. Thank you very much, and have a good day.